We have been brainstorming things that we like about the month of December. And to get started with our drawing, we're going to need a white piece of paper and oil pastels. You'll write your name and class code on the back of your white piece of paper and then start to draw with your oil pastels. Now, if these oil pastels have been used and you need to peel off the paper on them so that you can use them a little bit better, even if it comes all the way off, that is fine and you can still use it. Okay, so when you're using these oil pastels, you want to make sure that you push nice and hard because we're going to be adding a watercolor background that we'll be doing later. So we want to make sure we push really hard with these when we are drawing. If you chose to draw a candy cane, I would start with a pencil to do this, and what you're going to do is you want your candy cane to be nice and big and fill the space. And so you're going to make a dot a little ways from the top of your paper and a slightly diagonal line. So you're going to go a nice tall line. So you're going to make another dot that you can connect. So a diagonal line that you can then connect. So that's how tall your candy cane is going to be. Then you're going to make a curve up. So that kind of looks like a sad face. And then you're going to make a little U shape here. And then that's going to go and curve back up just like this curve. I'm going to go up and curve, follow that curve. And then it's going to be about the same thickness over here to make this nice big candy cane. And then you'll just make another diagonal line going all the way down. And then you'll connect those two lines with a little curve. Then candy canes usually have little stripes. So those stripes don't go straight across, they kind of curve to make it look like they're spiraling around. So if I make a curve down and a curve down, and you want to go all the way up the candy cane so they're about the same distance apart. So curving, curving, and you can use your pencil to do this and just draw lightly. I'm curving, curve, diagonal lines, and then when you get up here, you're still curving them and about the same distance apart. Okay, so that's about how thick you would want to do them. Then you can use oil pastels to color them in, and usually candy canes are every other color. So I'm going to start with my red and fill in one stripe with red, and then the next one would be white. Now we can't leave it white, we have to actually use our white oil pastel to color it in. So oops, I broke my oil pastel. That's okay. If your oil pastel is low on color, you can peel the paper off, but just make sure when you're using your oil pastels to push nice and hard. Now, if your white goes over the red, it's gonna mix together, so kind of be careful. And then I'm just going to switch colors as I go up. I kind of outline that stripe, color it in, so I fill in all the white space using good craftsmanship. And then I'm switching to white and going all the way up my candy cane. Now we are going to be printmaking. This is, we're gonna set our white paper aside over here, and then this is aluminum foil, and you will need your markers next. So we're gonna use markers just to fill our paper with color, and really try to keep this aluminum foil flat. And all you're gonna do is scribble on colors all over this, and they're gonna be hard to see, and it's gonna seem like they're not very bright when you're doing this, but I promise it will be. The yellow is really super duper hard to see, and that's okay. So I'm gonna do some yellow, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of squiggles of yellow, I'm gonna do some squiggles of blue, and again, it's gonna look like it's not covering very well, and that's okay. You just scribble them in and do whatever colors you want. You can use all of the colors, you could just use a few colors. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna do some red, what you do. And it doesn't have to completely fill the whole thing, but do your best to cover as much as you can. And if you don't cover it all the first time, you can always try again too. Okay, so I'm covering this whole thing with colors, and I think the last color I want to use is going to be green. Okay. And then if you finish doing this, I'm going to be coming around with a spray bottle that I will be spraying your paper. And then we're going to be doing something called printmaking, where we press something down and pick it back up. Do not ever pick up your aluminum foil once you start using markers on it. You can pick up your paper, and then when you raise your hand, I'll come and spray your paper with the spray bottle. You will then set it, it's gonna get wet, you're gonna set it on top of, so you're gonna flip it over, set it on top of your aluminum foil where your markers are, and you're gonna give it a massage. So you're gonna press all around, and because this paper is wet and we have those washable markers, that marker is gonna go onto our paper and fill our whole background with color. So see how I'm giving like a 10 or 20 second massage, so make sure you count and give it all the edges a really good massage. And then voila, you have a beautifully colored background. Now, you can see that the oil pastels resist the color. There might be a little bit of color that comes in between, but even see here where I use the white oil pastel, it resists that color, so you can still see the white there. Now, if you miss a spot, like I missed a little bit in this corner, all you have to do is take that corner, press it down onto a part that has color still, and then, oh, there we go. I got some more color on there. And it's okay for some spaces to be white too. That's kind of pretty as well, and it will look nice and bright and beautiful. That is how we will do our printmaking background.